Anti-Russian protests gripped Tbilisi almost 2 months after the Communist Duma lawmaker addressed the Georgian parliament from the speaker's chair. What followed was a violent police crackdown on demonstrators and a tough response from the Kremlin. On July 8th, Russia banned direct flights to and from Georgia. Moscow also threatened further economical and financial sanctions.
The Russian authorities do not want to see any protests. The Russian authorities do not want to see any revolutions because they just want to sit there and steal money. Revolutions are something not called for. They get in the way.
Igor Koroptyev, a Russian journalist living in Tbilisi, says that the drop in Russian tourism has had a minor impact on the economy.
Georgia reminded the whole region, and Russia first of all, that this nation will not allow anyone to treat them like that. In 2008, immediately after the war, there were almost no Russian tourists and no exports of wine or bourgeoisie, etc. And everything was great. It was not worse. Exchange rates were better. The economy was better. So Russia can fool themselves, saying that they punished Georgia.
A ban on flights to Georgia does not stop Russian tourists. Ukrainian Tatyana Ursulyanka owns a tourist company in the country.
Around 200,000 tickets were returned, but Georgian statistics claims that the number of Russian tourists that come to Georgia each year is around 1.5 million, so 200,000 is, well, you understand, it might be critical, but not so much that everything will collapse.
Tatyana says the flight ban predominantly affects Russians who live far from the Georgian border.
For example, direct flights from Ulan-Ude, Vladivostok, Khabarovsk, Yekaterinburg, most likely they will come less. Okay, they do not exist. Those that come here drive their own cars from the European part of Russia, and if they want to come here, I have to tell you, they probably are not listening to the official television much. Otherwise, they would be afraid, but they come and they are not afraid.
Russian tourists are not the only ones to come to Georgia. The country is a favorite tourist destination for people from Belarus and Israel. For some Ukrainians, the absence of Russian tourists is a bonus.
For us, it is a notification that there is a country in the world where Ukrainians will find it extra comfortable to go for a vacation. We advise all of our friends to come to Sakartvelo. It's amazing here.
The wine embargo is also not critical. Georgians claim that only 5 to 6% of all wine produced in Georgia is exported to Russia. The rest is sold internally or to other countries.
Hoping that they will announce an embargo and the discontent population will drop their strategic interests and values, well, this will never happen. Your stomach and your state interests are two different things.
Georgians say that their country's sovereignty is the main priority. The events of 2008 are still fresh in their memory. Reported by Lyubov Zadorozhna for UATV.